Hi, welcome to another video with Dad's the Gas. Well, I've been away for a long while. There have been a few changes on my machine, but unfortunately, in my wisdom the other day, clearing out my hard drive, I've managed to delete a lot of the stuff of me upgrading it. But I've spent all morning and I've undeleted as much as I could recover off the hard drive, so I'll have to do the upgrades. Well, just show you as much as I can. So as you can see, not a great deal actually changed on the machine. The first thing you'll probably notice, the crest spindle is no longer on there. I've bought myself a VFD, haven't set it up yet, so luckily I'll be able to do the videos of them. I've managed to use the Ooze Nest front plates in the end, and I've took that horrible vinyl off the top of the machine and covered it with a 2mm industrial plastic, which is a lot better. So the case, what's changed on it? Well, I still haven't connected my e-stop, and about the only thing different is it's now untidy. Bits of cable laying all over the place, and there's an extra shelf been added which not even been put on the rails at the back. I'm not sure if I had that relaying it last time. I'll have to look on YouTube to find out. And well, as for them cables there, or them wires sticking up in the air, to be absolutely honest with you, I couldn't even tell you where they're going. So there's one of the things that I need to do is do myself a little wiring plan, because I have been asked to post it, so I will do. So all the plastic has now been stripped off the bed, and the industrial plastic, I think it's polybutylene or something like that, has been glued to the top and left to set. And yes, I nearly started out without even clamping it to the bench. I'm using a what would they call them, a profiling bit. It's a router bit with a set of ball bearings on the end, so all the channels that I've already got routed in here, I can just use the router and it will spin round. It'll cut the edges for me, absolutely perfect. And I don't know if you can see that, the table is very unsteady, because in my wisdom trying to get things done, the centre bracket isn't even put up. But it done a good job. I done the whole of this bed and it was absolutely fantastic. It really was. The horrible claggy bits that you can see stuck up there is like a polythene protection sheet that's just on the top of it. It saves it from scratches, which I'm not really bothered about, because I'm sure I'm going to get loads of scratches on that by the time I've finished throwing bits of aluminium and stuff on the top. But yeah, it done a very good job. I've done every channel on it and all the edges, and it cut absolutely beautiful. I'm starting to sound like Bernard Matthews here. And apart from the polythene that's still on there, it cut a lovely edge on it, and I continued and done the rest of it. So finally, bed's all finished, put back together, and strange thing, but I built it and I couldn't get it back onto the machine. I used to be able to just slide it in over the top, but that tiny 2mm of board sat on the top there stopped me from being able to get it in. Now that looked easy, but there's probably about 45 minutes worth of video of me trying to get that into it, but it's still not right. It won't go down. The one side will go down, but on the right hand side here, once I'd got it in, it just wouldn't go down, and the wire carriage was, it's very rough. You know, you could feel it grinding on something. It turned out to be the two 20mm channels that I'd put on the side to hold the fixture channel at the top. So these had to be removed, and will at a later date, as I say, I'm getting pretty good at doing these things at a later date, we'll have to replace it with just a flat piece of aluminium. So for now, is what I've done is I've just fixed the bottom of it with the T-nuts that were holding the brackets on originally, and as I say, it will need something else putting on the bottom, which can be done at the same time when I fix some corner brackets in. So getting there now, and just check, make sure everything's nice and square before we tighten it down for the last time. Well, I say tighten it down for the last time, it doesn't take long, but these will be back off. And of course the bed won't be complete without a nice logo on the back of it. So that's the logo back on, and that one's actually there this time because I like the last one, and the last one there was to cover up a mistake. And of course the Open Builds logo on the front well, which is where the vice goes. So here we are once again. Like I said earlier, they won't be on long. So time to take these corner brackets back off. Actually, we'll try to get them back off, and we'll replace them with the Ooze Nest brackets that I couldn't use before, but I suddenly came up with an idea of how I could use them. And to hold the bed down, I'm going to use one of the aluminium corner blocks, which will hold the bed down and obviously give it just that little bit more stability as well. So with a nice pointed scribe, and not handy to fall over while you're holding one of them, luckily I didn't stab my leg, make a nice little scribe down in the corner here so we know whereabouts to cut it off basically. So I've marked out everything, screwed it to sacrificial piece of scrap wood. I need to get a few points. So first I'll get the Z point. There was originally there was a screen recording of what was going into Mach 4 when I was doing this. I also need the edge here to get as close as possible. The first point of where it's going to turn onto the angle, and then get the edge it's going to end up on. Need to get that as well. All these coordinates were being entered into the MDI screen, so it's basically go from one point to this point to this point to that point, which would give me the full length of what I needed. Then I just needed to drop the Z down and I could do the whole lot. This was the last corner, so the last reference point I needed to get is when it's coming out at the angle to go straight back down in line with the high rail. Well, all coordinates were taken, entered, and it was time to do a quick dry run. So I'll set the mu0 right up in the corner here. Let's give it a run. As you can see, I was having a bit of trouble with the light that day. Two high powered lamps on it, but it's underneath in a shadowed area, so it was quite difficult to film. Well, I was happy with the dry run, so let's just quickly mark the top and make sure we're happy with it running. As you can see on the angle, I'm cutting just above the line that was scribed, because by cutting exactly on that line would have left it a little bit short. So I left it just above, and it did actually work out, well, pretty well. Considering I reckon it was pretty well. I was happy with that, so let's cut the rest of it off. And finish it off with the last run. I'm quite happy with the bed on here. It was very level. Didn't have to do much. That bracket sat on that piece of board perfectly level. And one complete bracket. So everything tightened up, put back together. Corner now sorted. Just 3 more to do. Unfortunately, I couldn't recover much of the video from making the mount for the spindle, but there will be another video for the mount, because this is just a quick one I threw together in SolidWorks to get me up and running on the spindle. The problem I found with the Crest is I was a bit limited to what bits I could use. So that's the only reason why I upgraded. I was happy with the Crest. I mean, just look at the size of this lump of aluminium that a Crest is cutting out on a DIY CNC machine. And of course, we finish it off, we'll just make the top all nice and shiny. It doesn't look like it, but this actually finished very, very smooth. Hi, well, that's the end of the video. And like I said, it's just an update to let you know where I am with my own machine, or where I ain't, because it needs a fair bit of work doing to it to get it up and running. The VFD that come with the spindle is one of these Chinese Huang something. It does work. There's no problem with it. It turns the spindle on, turns the spindle off, and we get some pretty lights on the front. That's that's good. But I've done a lot of Google research on it, and it's got its own version of Modbus. I always thought Modbus was pretty standard. It's standard throughout the industry, but apparently not with these. So I've got them changed, and I'll be doing a video on one of these. It's an Invertech OptiDrive E2. Lovely little kit. Look at the difference inside. If I put it in the back there. So small, tiny, but yet powerful. It's a 2.5 kilowatt, as I say, and it's got an Ethernet Modbus already built into it. So I should be setting this up in Mach 4 and getting the spindle up and running. So, like I say, plenty more to come. Well, that's it. I'll see you in the next video.